Hello and welcome to the Quiver channel. I am Jason, your host. I hope you're all having a good day. Sometimes when I look at this house, I get very disheartened. I look at all the damage done to it, all the repairs are still to do, how the money that I've used, if my mum passed away, would have gone towards my inheritance. How I would have basically probably had enough to buy another house somewhere to get away from here. I was in the kitchen and I was looking at some of the damage because I've noticed that the kitchen hob isn't working properly anymore. I just tested it a few times and it's not. And part of me was just saying, how many more problems with this house is there going to be? How many issues? How many things went wrong? How many things were done wrong to the place? And then I looked out the window and there was a pigeon in the backyard eating some of the seeds that had fell onto the ground from the bird feeder. Now this pigeon is actually, it looks like it's not in very good condition. It's one of its wings is drooping and it doesn't fold that wing back in fully. Let me see if it's still there. There he is. Right there, let's zoom in a little bit. He's been coming around a couple of days now, eating food. And generally just picking up the bits and scraps on the floor. He can fly, or she can fly, I don't know. But there's something definitely just a little bit off on that side, on that wing. And it reminded me why this was the family home. You see, my mum didn't move into this house because it was worth anything. It was worth less than the house she lived in. She used to live in the house right in the middle of town, the local town, and that property was always going to go up in price because of where it was, near the main new ring road, near the new shopping centre and so on. The kind of place, there was lots of offices around it and so on. So it was a prime place for future development. When my mum looked for a place to move into, the price didn't matter. She didn't want something more expensive because she didn't want a mortgage. She wanted to move into somewhere quiet, somewhere away from everything. And I remember when she brought me to see this place, she wanted my opinion on it. This small street nestled between the canals and the cemetery, where about halfway down the main road was right the way over there, but halfway down away from it towards where the noise from the motorways sort of disappeared. It didn't go through it to where it is. The road not going anywhere. No reason for anybody to be here. And I remember when she started setting the house up, money didn't matter to her. She never wasted it. She never wanted to go on holiday. She never wanted to really go anywhere out there. She wanted to look after me and Paola. And She loved birds and being close to a cemetery in there. She loved wildlife. This was the house my mum wanted to grow old in. We even talked about spreading her ashes underneath the tree at the back of the yard. And while that pigeon was out, I also saw a robin and a couple of sparrows, and you don't see sparrows as much these days anymore. Yes, I could have left the house the way it was, and if my mum lives for another year or 6 months, we don't know, it would have slowly degraded, and then when my mum passed away, I could have sold this place and gone elsewhere. But I'm like my mum. This is home. This is mum's house. This is the last legacy. Trevor may have been able to destroy some of her stuff. He may have been able to get rid of her pottery and her other bits and pieces than that. But, oh, he's back. This house is still the legacy of my mum, and that matters. This backyard was where my mum used to come to have her cigarettes, because she wouldn't smoke in the house. I can still see my mum sitting up against the window at the back, smoking and laughing. And this is the last of my mum's legacy. And this is a place where my mum came after work. So even though I will probably never get it back to the way my mum had it, at least it's not falling apart now. Yes, we're still finding problems. We're still finding issues. But there's only so many other things that could be wrong, hopefully. It was my mum's little bit of peace and quiet. And even though my mum's still alive, she's not really there anymore. We're giving a place for the birds, looking after our dogs, and looking after the house as much as I can, and make sure it doesn't degrade anymore. That's what I can do. Pigeons are funny. Funnily enough, it's seeing stuff like this that reminds me. This is part of my mum's legacy. No matter all the damage that Trevor did to the house, all the damage he did to the rest of it, this is still my mum's house. Looks like the pigeon's gone. Set this up to be in its proper position. I hope you're all having a good day. I sometimes have to just remember that. So I hope, yeah, all having a good day, yeah.